Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session for live counter review using technical analysis. So for today, the flow will be similar to the usual. First, I'll go through the economic calendar, followed by the major indices and commodities. Then some of the sectors like the FAANGM, financials, semicons, as well as EVs. Before I discuss the counters that you have dropped in the chat below. Yeah. So first up will be the economic calendar. This week wise, there's quite a lot of stuff coming up. Um, for tomorrow, I think we need to watch out for the important CPI. That'll be coming out at 8:30 p.m. Then on Wednesday, we'll have the usual core inventories at 10:30 p.m. Then on Thursday, we'll have PPI. That's coming out at 8:30. The usual jobless claims at 8:30 as well. Also with retail sales at 8:30 p.m. Then on Friday, we'll have the industrial production. That's at 9:15 p.m. Okay, that's about it. So quite a lot of data coming out this week. And also one thing to take note will be that starting from tonight, US markets will open 1 hour earlier and close 1 hour earlier. So instead of the 10:30 p.m. open until 5 a.m., now it will be 9:30 p.m. until 4 a.m. Yeah, starting from tonight. Okay, then I'll move on to the indices and commodities. So first up, I'll talk about Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin has been still continuing on its strong momentum. So yeah, so start of last week, we actually retested the previous all-time high at 69,000. Then there was a slight pullback on Tuesday. Then following which there was a resumption of the bullish momentum. And then today we seen another new all-time high around the 72K level. So I think with that, I think Bitcoin can still definitely trend higher. With the next target could be around close to 75K. And we take the height of this range breakout, right, between 63 to 69K, then project it onto the breakout over here at 69K. Yeah, so I think as long as the price manage to hold this breakout, then I think definitely Bitcoin is able to trend higher, given the strong momentum that it has right now. Then next one I'll talk about is Dow Jones. So Dow Jones looking like a bit weak for now. So last week Tuesday we saw a breakdown over here, breaking down the range consolidation around above 38.8K. Also breaking down this uptrend channel over here lah. So it looks like some weakness in terms of momentum wise. Yeah, currently below the MAs as well. So we could see a little bit of a pullback for Dow Jones if it continues the short-term weakness. Near-term support wise, we could retest 38.4K over here. Then the lower supports is around closer to 38,000 for Dow Jones. So yeah, we could see some sideways to a bit of a pullback if it continues the short-term weakness. Okay, then next up will be on Nasdaq. So for Nasdaq wise, last week was pretty just sideways over here. Still holding the 16K this horizontal level, also still trading within this blue uptrend channel over here. So I think for now it's still okay. Probably some continued sideways first. As long as it doesn't break 16K, then likely it still remain in a short-term uptrend. If it breaks 16K, then likely we're going to see price come down to test like 15.6K over here, a lower support level. Yeah, so this is for Nasdaq. Then next up will be S&P 500. So for S&P, last week was pretty much unchanged. So we just hovered over here, continue to trend in this short-term uptrend channel over here in bold. So for now, resistance will be around 5160 above to about 5,220. Support wise, we could see around 5,060 to 5,100 over here. So for now, looks like it's likely to just continue to trend inside here unless there's a breakdown for S&P. Yeah, I think it will depend on how the CPI comes in tomorrow. That will affect the market. Then next up, I'll talk about gold. Okay, gold has been performing strongly. So yeah, it managed to break above this after it broke above this this range consolidation over here, right, managed to take out the previous all-time highs. So currently we are seeing new all-time highs for gold. I think for now, if we base on the projection, right, the breakout projection between 2070 to about 2145, the target level it could hit is probably around close to 2225 lah. Yeah, so that we could hit this level as a first level, first target level. Yeah, so I think for now, likely we're gonna see it continue uptrend momentum for gold with the fresh breakout. Yeah, then next up, I'll talk about oil. Oil, nothing too much for now, still quite sideways. Um, Positive is still that looks like we could see a higher low being formed at 77.5 as compared to the previous swing low at 75.5 about that. Yeah, so as long as we continue to see higher lows, I think that will still be a positive for the future for potential breakout. But for now, it's slightly just consolidating sideways still. Then next one is VIX. Okay, for VIX, yeah, just rebounded from the trendline support over here, but then currently close to about 16. So 16 is a first level of resistance. Then going up, the next resistance level will be close to 18 over here lah. So yeah, if it breaks above 16, then we could see a higher VIX level towards close to 18. If not, then we just continue a bit of a sideways over here for now. Then last but not least, I'll talk about copper. Yeah, copper, nothing too much as well. Still just range trading, getting resistance above 3.9. Then support is currently be around 3.82 to about 3.87 about there. Yeah, so this for copper. Okay, then next up I'll talk about the FAANGM sector. Okay, so first up I'll talk about Meta. Okay, Meta. I think for now it's still trending quite well. Since the breakout of this range over here, the resistance level at 485, it has been continuing from higher highs and higher lows. Seems to be trending along these 5 to 10-day moving averages as well in blue and red. So I think that still quite okay as long as it continues to follow this trend for now. I think we should be able to see higher highs and higher lows to come as long as it continues this trend. Yeah, so looking at Meta is looking to be one of the stronger ones currently in the FAANGM sector. And next one is Apple. Okay, Apple recently quite a drop since the breakdown of 180 over here. We saw quite a sharp drop last week and then starting to sideways a little bit, some short-term support at 169. Personally, I think for Apple, you might still see a bit of a little bit more drop to come. I think we could retest this previous swing low level over here. That's close to 166 to 167 now. This was back in September to October lows last year before we saw a huge rebound. So I think we could go on to see it over there, but I think if it hits over there, then that could be potentially a good buy. Given that since currently it's quite an oversold level. Currently RSI is around 28 lah. So previously, I think when I look at the previous RSI, when we look at the historical RSI, currently it's quite low lah. And the only time it was lower was like during 2018 about here when it was 2021 about there. So I think if you are interested to buy Apple, then if it gets a bit lower, then towards this support level, it might be a good entry level to consider. So this for Apple. The next one is Amazon. Okay, Amazon, nothing too much lah for now, I think. It just continued in this range over here, but positive is that it has been forming a higher low as compared to the previous low at 167. So now the current support is around 173 about there. Then it's just consolidating at this swing high resistance of 175. I think for now, nothing too much. Likely we're going to see the consolidation continue unless there's a breakdown of the swing low at 172 lah. Then it might come back to a lower support. But for now, I think nothing too major for Amazon right now. Okay, then next up is Netflix. Okay, Netflix, I think still looking okay as well. So what I did last week, I think was a retest of the breakout at 598 over here, this horizontal resistance level. So it did a retest and it held over there. So I think as long as it continue to hold these swing lows, it's still okay for it to continue trend higher since you are seeing higher highs and higher lows currently. Yeah, but unless there's a break below the swing lows of about 592, 593, then we need to be a bit more cautious where price could come down lower towards like 578, 580 about there. Yeah, but for now it's still looking okay. The next one is Google. Okay, Google, another one of the weaker ones. I think last week we saw a lower low being formed around close to 130, 131 about there. Yeah, then towards end of the week, looks like it did a retest at 137, which was this support level that was being broken. So I think for Google personally, I think we could still see maybe a little bit more downside. Given that 138 about there, we are likely to see some resistance given the previous horizontal support over here. As well, we also have this downtrend resistance line acting on the stock. Yeah, so I think it might do a retest, then face some resistance and continue to trend a little bit lower towards 128 perhaps. Then there might be a stronger support to come in for Google. Yeah. Then last but not least is Microsoft. Okay, for Microsoft, I think nothing much. It's just range consolidation still, but I would think there could be there could be a head and shoulders that's forming out over here with a neckline support at 398. So I think it's still okay for now, but if it breaks below 398, then need to be a bit cautious, like my opinion, because this will be a confluence of two supports, one being this head and shoulders neckline, second one being the main uptrend channel support over here. So this level must hold for the range to actually continue or for it to trend higher. If not, then it will be dangerous for it might come lower. So this for Microsoft, currently just still range trading. So for the FAANGMs currently, I think the stronger ones for now would be like Amazon, Meta, Netflix, Microsoft just range as well. The rest is like showing some weakness. So I'll move on to the financials. I'll start with XLF. For the financials wise, quite sideways recently, but it's been just still maintaining in this rising wedge pattern. So I think for the week ahead, we could still see further consolidation, judging by the current trend with resistance around 41 about there. Then support is about 40 about here. Yeah, so not a very big range, I think. Okay, then next up is JP Morgan. So for JP Morgan, I think still quite strong. Is still trending, holding along this blue color uptrend channel resistance, still above the 5 and 10-day moving averages as well. So I think as long as it maintains this, I think it's still okay. Probably we'll see some slow grind or sideways in the short term. We support 186. As long as 186 doesn't break down, then I think it's okay for it to just remain like that. Then next one is Bank of America. Okay, Bank of America. Bank of America also currently just it's still just quite sideways, but slowly grinding up as well, a bit similar to JP Morgan. So at this level, it did a retest of the prior swing high resistance at 35.6 over there. So we could see a bit of a consolidation ahead, some sideways action for Bank of America with a near-term support around 34.8 about there. And next up is Wells Fargo. For Wells Fargo, I think still quite strong over here. Also trending up slowly, did a retest of the prior all-time highs at 57 about there. So over here looks like we could see a little bit of a sideways going ahead, some consolidation with near-term support around close to 50, 50, 55.7, 56 about there. Then last but not least, I'll talk about Citigroup. Okay, for Citigroup, also just slowly moving higher, did a retest of 57.8 about there. So we could see some consolidation ahead as well. Near-term support being around 56.5 about there. Yeah, so I think in general for the big four banks, we could see a bit of a sideways price action for the time being. Given that most of them are current a bit of resistance there. Okay, then I'll move on to the semicons. Okay, for semicons last week, continuation of the uptrend, but towards the end of the week, looks like a pullback from after a bit of overextension over here, like above the uptrend channel resistance. So I think currently, if this continues, we might see some short-term pullback for semicons. First level of support you could retest back is around 4950. This over here, 10-day moving average. A deeper pullback will bring it towards closer to 4,700 over here. Yeah, so I'm expecting some short-term pullback for the stocks over here, similar to what it did at the previously, or when it hit resistance, it did a pullback. Over here, it did a pullback as well. So we could see something similar take place over here after a very strong run for the sector. Okay, then next one, I'll talk about the leader, NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, very strong momentum throughout the week. Then on Friday, we saw it come down. Yeah, look on very high volume as well. So I think short-term wise, looks like it needs some sort of a pullback. Especially also at this, and it was overextended above this wedge resistance as well. Yeah, so we could see it come back down towards around the 820s, 830s level over here, the horizontal support, as well as the 10-day moving average as well for a short-term pullback. A deeper pullback could bring it down for closer to about 780, 790s, where it could reconnect the 20-day moving average as well. This was the last time I did that was before the results over here. So that will be I think that will be a support that could hold it if it really comes down to a deeper, if it does a deeper pullback. Yeah, so this for NVIDIA. Then the second one, AMD, also looks like some signs of profit taking in the short term. Yeah, so there was a strong, I think, yeah, there was a strong move upwards intraday, then subsequently it came down very quite sharply, also on high volume as well. So I think if it comes lower, then we could see a price pullback similar to NVIDIA. It could retest below 200, 190, 197, 198 as a support level over here. Yeah, then a 10-day moving average as well. We could reconnect with it. Yeah, a deeper pullback could bring it closer to 190, 192 about there. Yeah, if it catches up, if it pulls back towards the 20-day moving average. The next one is TSM, also similar kind of chart. Yeah, after a strong run, we see come back with a bearish kind of candle with a high volume as well. So I think short-term wise, we could see some pullback. If it does a pullback towards the 135, 137 previous resistance level, that could act as a short-term support for TSM. The next one is Marvell. For Marvell, in Marvell, I think after the results, there was this gap. There was this gap down over here, where it opened at the previous day, opened down at the previous day opening price level, and just continue trend lower. So this looks like a bearish pattern, high volume as well. So I think I will expect some short-term pullback for Marvell, towards 71.5, 72.5 about here, where it comes back down to 20-day moving average, as well as the retest of prior horizontal resistance over here. Over here, it might find some short-term support. Yeah. One is Micron. Okay, Micron. Micron some bearish candle as well after going above 97, the previous all-time highs. If this candlestick with, we might see some short-term pullback towards a 10-day MA, which brings it to about 94, around $94 about there. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go through Broadcom next. Yeah, Broadcom also quite sideways last week. Then I think for now resistance you can see is about around 1,400. So this week wise, we could see the stock come down to sort of retest the prior horizontal breakout level 1285 about there. Then we might find some support over here lah, if it holds the prior resistance. Yeah. And last one, last semicon encounter I talk about is Intel. Yeah, Intel also try to break above this 45 level, but looks like it's still some resistance coming strongly. So yeah, if we break below this 43.70 level, we could see the stock come down lower towards the range support again, which is around 42 about there. Yeah, so in general for semicons, after quite a strong run, looks like they met some profit taking the short term. So we could see some pullback for this sector in the near term now. Then okay, last sector I'll talk about is the EVs. Sorry, Tesla. Now Tesla, I think not good lah. So some of the week we actually saw the stock break down this rising wedge over here. Well, then continuing on is a longer term downtrend. So with that, they actually did a retest of the 175 swing low over here, currently just hovering around there. So I think for Tesla, if it breaks the last week's lows around 173 about there, right? Then we are likely to see the stock continue to trend lower. So that could bring it down to like I think 160 is about there, maybe 160, 163, 165. Where there might be some support over there. So because of the this blue color trend line, as well as the previous horizontal swing lows and previous horizontal resistance, this was back in April to May last year. So yeah, may come down a bit lower before it gets some support for Tesla. Okay, next one is Xpeng. Yeah, Xpeng nothing too much for now, still range bound trading. So I would think for now it likely to still continue with resistance still at 9.9. Support is still around 9 about there. For NIO, okay, yeah, for NIO, I think after the results, it did test the lows at around 4.9, then it did a recovery back above the support over here. So I think for now to do this kind of recovery, it looks good. Shows that the support over here is still holding like 5.4. So I think in the short term wise, the support is still hold and probably will stop move out a little bit to retest the range resistance at 6.2 about here. And last one, Rivian. Okay, for Rivian, nothing too much, just still quite range over here. Did a reconnect with the 20-day moving average. Also retest of prior horizontal support, which creates a resistance. So I'll expect some sideways for Rivian in the short term, given some near-term resistance over here. Yeah, so these all for the sectors. I'll move on to the counters that you have mentioned. Okay, hi, BY you mentioned Carvana. So let's take a look at it. Okay, I think for Carvana, after the results gap up over here, it's still trending quite well. So it has been quite sideways. Then on Friday, there was a gap up. but it closed with some it closed with a doji lah. So over here, I would think that it's still trending quite okay. If it holds the prior resistance over here, 81, 82, if there's a pullback, then I think it's likely to hold over here. Also with the 5 and 10-day moving averages sloping upwards as well, which has provided its support over here. So I think it could do a bit of a short back test. Then I think it could likely to trend higher afterwards, given that the price action over here is still looking quite okay. Okay, then next up is C3AI. My C3AI, I think did a retest of this 37.5 level over here, right? Met some resistance. Then also on Tuesday broke below this horizontal level at 33.8. So with that, stock is trading a bit lower. Currently doing a retest of the 31.5, this previous horizontal resistance. So I think this needs to hold for the stock to actually just trade in the range bound. For now, if this doesn't hold, right, we are likely to see the stock come down lower to actually fill out this gap. Also in the previous resistance at 30.2 lah. So I think for C3 now, some consolidation first off. Yeah. Yeah, if you can't hold the lows, then you're gonna see it come to retest 30.2 likely, right? There's a 20-day MA as well. And so I would think for now likely to just sideways for a bit. The next one is C Limited. Okay, C Limited C Limited after the results we saw this candle over here gap up, then next day we followed by a bullish candle. So and then follow with the continued trend high afterwards. So I think this is generally still bullish. Also looking at the bigger picture wise, currently it is also above the previous this range support level, $56. So that I think it's still looking quite positive lah. If it holds above this 56 over here, I think over time it could still carry on its uptrend towards the old resistance level at 66, about that. I think it's likely to continue its uptrend, given it's still trending quite strongly. Currently it's holding above the 5-day moving average for C. Okay, hi Melvin. Next one, your question is on Teva. Okay, for Teva, I think that nothing too much last week. It was quite sideways. The resistance level at 13.7 was still holding. So I think the stock moved sideways. But overall, the bigger picture wise is still holding in the uptrend channel. So I think nothing too much about that. We could still see some further consolidation ahead. With the support at the horizontal at 13.2 about there. So some consolidation ahead could still be taking place. Yeah. If you can break above this 13.9, then it could go on to the next level, which is around 14.2 as the next resistance level for Teva. Okay, hi Arthur. Ping An Insurance. Okay, let me see. Okay, for Ping An, I think looks like the back test is still holding. So last week, their back test of the prior resistance at 34.6 over here also found support along this trend line. So I think with this, we did a rebound. So I think it's still looking good. For now, I will expect also currently above the moving averages as well. So I will expect price to trend up to continue its rebound towards, in the short term wise, continue to rebound towards 36.7, 36.8 this horizontal over here. Then if you can clear that, then we will see 38 again for Ping An. I think trend wise is still okay. What it did was like a retest backtest and found support. So as long as the backtest here doesn't break down, right, I think it's still okay. Yeah. And next one is Baba Hong Kong. Okay, for Baba Hong Kong, I think nothing too much for now still. General overall still quite a range. Yeah, but some positives is that higher low being formed, and then today move back up again. So I think if you can hold today and move higher, then we are likely to see like 75, 76 again in the future to retest this resistance again. Yeah. Okay, link reads. Let me try to find the counter. Okay, for link rate, I think for now looking still a little bit more bearish. Still seeing what we saw last week, still break down below the forming a lower low, as well as still finding resistance along this downtrend resistance line. So I think for now, the short-term resistance will be around 37.5 or there, the horizontal over here. Support will be around 36 over here. So I think for now, what we could expect is a bit of sideways perhaps. If it doesn't hold the recent lows at 36, then we'll likely see lower lows to come for link rate, given that it's currently still in this downtrend formation. Yeah. Okay, hi Kevin. Your question is on Dell. Okay, Dell. See, I think it's at the all-time. Yeah, it's at all-time highs now. So not after the results, what it did was just some sideways, some sideways price action. You see over here, support is around 115, 116. I think key for the sideways to actually continue would be that uh cannot break down the lows of this 113 over here. If not, we're gonna see a lower low towards a retest of the 10-day moving average, perhaps at I think maybe 110, 111. Yeah. So if it can hold this level, then we're gonna see some rebound towards like 121 as a short-term resistance over here for Dell. So I would think that probably going to just continue some sideways price action after the gap up after earnings. Most of the stock, I think they just did some consolidation. Then for HPE, PhillipCapital, Enterprise. So for HPE, yeah, there was a surge. Then I think it did a back test of the prior resistance over here at 17.7, still holding as a support. So I think if this can hold, then we're gonna see some sideways first. Resistance level is around 18.7 about here for the short term. We could still see some sideways consolidation first after such a strong run. Some sideways movement perhaps. Then for ARM, I think ARM for now doesn't look very good. Reason being, broke down of this short-term uptrend line over here. And then second thing is that after it broke out of this 136 level, right, it did a sideways, but then we see that price was unable to trade higher over here. In fact, it just sideways over here. So currently the key support will be around 131 this level. If it breaks down, then I think likely you're gonna see price come lower towards a retest of like 117 to 124 about here, this area. And given that currently you can see that it's currently it's like going below the moving averages as well. Now for the short term wise, I think I'm a little bit more bearish now for the time being. Okay, next one is GE. Okay, GE, I think overall very strong trend, but on Friday it saw some slight weakness. So I think this was after retest of the prior horizontal resistance at 169. Okay, then I think yeah, probably some short-term pullback for now. We could connect back with the moving averages. That could bring it down to maybe 162, 163 over here. Then where it's likely to find support again. Yeah, so I think nothing too much. Overall, the trend is still very strong, and I think for now maybe just some short-term pullback. Okay, next one is on GE Healthcare. GE Healthcare, yeah, nothing too much, just some sideways price action. But looks like a possible bullish flag. Still trending very well actually. Sideways, but price is respecting the 10-day moving averages as support, and we're still seeing higher lows being formed. So I would think still bullish bias with as long as it breaks above this 94 level, then we're likely to see the price continue to trade higher. It looks like given that it's at the all-time highs now. And over here, the prevailing trend was bullish. So this is just a possible bull flag. So I'm more positive on GHC. And RTX, yeah, nothing too much still, just still the old range trading taking place. Yeah, still likely still qualify resistance at 91.7 about there. Okay, next one I'll move on to Melco. For Melco, I think currently last week just some sideways trading, but overall wise, short term wise, is still a little bit more bearish. Given the breakdown below 7.8, I would think that and currently there's some short term resistance at 7.5 also. So with that, I would think that stock could continue its downtrend over here to trend lower and retest like 6.8 over here where it finds a support. Also, we have a swing low over here as well before it does a bit of a rebound. Yeah. Okay, the next one is on Twilio. Twilio, yeah, some rebound last week, clearing this swing high of 60.8. Yeah, so I think for short term wise, we could see the price go out a little, trend out a little bit further to sort of retest the 64, this swing high resistance. Yeah. Given that it looks like it's forming managed to form a higher high from this high. Yeah. So perhaps if it does a pullback, we are going to see higher low being formed around 60 with a support at 60 about there. Or with the moving averages also rising to that level as well. Okay, next one is on flowers. 1,800 flowers. For this, I think nothing too much for now. Still quite sideways price action. Yeah, so support still for now around 9.9. We should see a rebound, but I would expect resistance to still coming around 10.5 over here. So I would think still some sideways for the time being. Hey, hi Steven. Your counter is MSI. I think it's Motorola. Okay. Motorola, I think is still trending well. Yeah, it's just slowly moving upwards, still respecting the 10-day moving average over here. So I think still okay. Also maintaining above the resistance breakout over 330. So in the short term wise, I think if it continues to trend upwards, it could hit some resistance at 340s about here. Yeah, given the overall long term uptrend channel resistance is about there for Motorola. Next one is Fortinet. Okay, Fortinet, I think for now the range, but then on towards the end of last week there was a break above the resistance at 71. So I think for now with it needs to hold this level. for it to continue trend higher. If not, then I think it could come back down again. But short-term resistance wise, it's also at 74 about there. So I think it could just continue some sideways consolidation for the time being for 14 net. Yeah. The next one is SMH, the VanEck Semicon ETF. Okay, for this, I think for now, looks like a bit overextended. Over here, then, yeah, high volume, bearish engulfing on Friday. Looks like some short-term pullback is required. Yeah, so I think we could see it come lower to retest at least the swing low here at 218, which could bring it down to a 10-day moving average as well. Yeah, a deeper pullback would see it come to retest probably 212, 213 about there, or previous horizontal resistance and 20-day moving average. Yeah, so I think for now, some short-term pullback for this SMH. Okay, hi James. Your counter is Mondelez International. Okay, Mondelez. Okay, for this, I think recently did a retest of the lows at 71. Looks like some support coming in. So I think as long as it doesn't break below these lows, I think we could see some short-term rebound. But it needs to clear the moving averages as well over here at 72, 2.5. Then the short-term resistance wise will be around 73 over here. So I think probably limited price movements, I would think. Some maybe just some very short, very small range bound trading could take place for Mondelez. The next one is XBI, which is the Spider Biotech ETF. Okay, for this, I think for now the general trend is still uptrend. Recently broke above this range consolidation, also then started another range consolidation over here. I think it's still okay. Yeah, some short-term support at 98.3 over there. Yeah, so I think probably for now it's likely just do some range bound trading for the time being. Next one is TLT. Okay, TLT, I think for now is continuing to rebound, but we could see some short-term resistance close to 96.7 about there, 97 from this downtrend resistance line. As well as over here is there's a horizontal resistance as well for TLT. Yeah, so I will expect it to maybe find some resistance short term and pull back from here. Okay, then for Enphase, nothing too much for now. It's just range trading. Yeah, so recently just still getting a bit of resistance 132 to 140 about here. This zone will be continue acts as a resistance. So we just continue some range bound consolidation. Then Palo Alto. Yeah, after the rebound towards MAs continue to trend downwards over here. So I think we could see it come a little bit lower again to retest these lows at 260. 260 about there. Then I think likely we're gonna find some short-term support for a bounce again. Then it just probably some sideways consolidation. Okay, next one is PayPal. PayPal, I think nothing too much for now, just some sideways consolidation, still getting resistance above like 60.7 about there. Support will likely still coming around 57.5. So I think it will just be likely be kept in this range bound for the short term. Then Mastercard. Okay, Mastercard looks like they a retest of the resistance breakout 280 about there. Also the uptrend channel support lah. So I think this is very important. It needs to hold these levels at 278 about here for it to continue, and it needs to do a rebound to continue the general uptrend over here. If there's a breakdown below, right, then you're gonna see price come lower towards like 273, 274 over here for Mastercard. Sorry, for Visa. Then for Mastercard, yeah, I think something similar as well. Also here, looks like they retest over here, 462 to 464. Then also we have the uptrend channel support over here as well. So this is important to hold for the stock to actually trend higher. If not, we probably gonna see the stock come down lower towards like 450s about there. Okay, next one is on Adobe. So I think Adobe still getting resistance at for now the 570 level, which was prior support. Then it turned down afterwards. Then yeah, looks like some sideways consolidation first. Support is from this 528 to about 538 about here, these levels. Then some resistance will be around above 560 for now for Adobe. So I expect some sideways trading first. Then I think there's also results release for this week for Adobe. Next one is on United Health. Yeah, United Health for now, things still showing weakness. So after the retest of the lows here, we had a hammer, but then price action wise suggests still some weakness over here. With a lower low form lah. So I'm more inclined to I think the top likely could still continue with a bit of a down over here. It's downtrend lah. If it breaks below this 468 swing low, then we could see the United Health go lower towards like 457, about 457 next horizontal support. The next one is on Palantir. Okay, Palantir, I think last week, Wednesday, we had a break above this resistance at 25.5. Then short-term wise, find some resistance at 27, which was a horizontal resistance in the past. Yeah, 20 over here. So I think we could see some short-term pullback towards do a retest of this breakout with the moving averages providing support over here. Then I think we got to see continuation of the upwards move now. Overall, it's still looking good. We're still seeing higher low swing form and a recent breakout for Palantir. So I think if you can hold the retest, the next key resistance it could go to is the around 29, which was a previous swing high. Okay, then Upstart. Okay, for Upstart, I think nothing too much for now. Is just range trading. Recently did a retest of the lows 24 about here, found support. Then positive is that broke above the highs of 27 over there. So I think perhaps you could see price retest like 29 over here, where likely still some resistance now. Then could continue some range bound trading ahead. Okay, will replay be provided? Yeah. So after today, this webinar is recorded. So after today, we upload it onto PhillipCapital's YouTube. Then I'll post the link on the Poems TA Telegram group, Poems Tree, the app, then on the YouTube as well. Yeah, so you can view it over there. Thanks. We'll do a comparison of Tesla and BYD 1211. Okay, so we try to do a side-by-side comparison. So for Tesla, I think Tesla is looking like the weaker one when you look at it. Recently there's a breakdown of the rising wedge, then some sideways consolidation and a retest of the previous low at 175. For BYD wise is looking definitely stronger lah, because over here we see that what it did was a retest of 188 and it was holding the retest. So yeah, this breakout then here retest, then we had a bullish candle today, increasing momentum. So actually I would expect I would think that BYD will likely to trend higher in the near term. If it clears the 200, then it could go on to like close to 214 in the future lah. Even the technical pattern is a retest and likely to trend higher. But for Tesla, recently it's just a breakdown and some sideways. I would expect it to come a bit lower. Yeah, for this counter. Yeah, so hope this helps. I SC support reasons for SMCI, Palantir, and Oracle. Okay, for SMCI, okay, SMCI, I think for now resistance is above this 1155 level over here, this horizontal, where it actually break out, but then on Friday there's a sell down. So likely people who bought above this level are currently acting as resistance. Then for support wise, first level of support is around 1080 over here, which was also the previous all-time high. Then a lower support level down, if it breaks below it, will be close to 995 lah, over here. 995 to 1000 about there. Okay, then Palantir support is likely to be around 25.5, this breakout level. For now, short-term resistance at 27. Next resistance level upwards will be around 29 now, which was a previous swing high level back in September 2021. Yeah, then for Oracle, let me take a look. Oracle for now, some resistance, this 1314 over here, which was a prior range support before a breakdown. The next resistance level upwards will be around 117. Short term, as for support wise, first level is around 110 over here, and lower level will be this 106 for Oracle. Okay, hi Jet. Your question is on by 2. Please. Okay, by 2, I think overall, still downtrend over here. Recently did a retest of the lows 97 over here, then it just sideways for a while. So I think from the looks of it, probably we're gonna see some sideways action. With the resistance currently around 100 to about 102 about there. Yeah, so I think that's for by 2. Okay, next question is about applied materials, AMAT. Okay, for AMAT, I think currently it's an important level. So what it is doing is currently, I think it's a back test. It's a back test of this 204, 205 breakout level over here. as well as this uptrend support line. So it will be important for it to hold over here. Given that this is also the 10-day moving average. But if you cannot hold, then likely we're going to see price come down lower towards like the next horizontal support at 197. So I think this is for upright materials. Yeah, just some sideways after the breakout. You need to see some bullish candle back to continue the uptrend. If not, we're going to see price come down lower to retest lower levels. Okay, then let me see ASML. Okay, ASML. ASML, I think currently some pullback. The support will be around this 950s, 960 over here. Previous horizontal resistance as well as 20-day moving average. Yeah. So I'll expect if price come down lower over here, then there could be some rebound take place for ASML. AC I went through just now. Okay, next one, ExxonMobil. Okay, for ExxonMobil, I think looking quite good actually. So there was a break above this 104, very stubborn resistance. Then consolidation over here at to about 116, continue to trend higher. So I think currently it hit another level at 107, over here. I would think it's possible for it to extend the uptrend over here to slowly go towards like 111 to test this swing higher. Given the very long consolidation that took place, and right now it's starting to just move upwards for Exxon. Where do you think Ethereum hits resistance center around? How is the volume holding? Okay, let me take a look at the chart. Ethereum. Yeah, so for Ethereum, if you look at the weekly chart wise, currently is a Fibonacci level for over there at the 8.6% level. Also, it was a horizontal level as well. So over here, we might see some short-term resistance actually. Yeah, given that previously over here it was a horizontal support, then the retest and breakdown lower. So over here, yeah, also now swing high over here as well. Yeah, so I think we might see some consolidation close to this level for Ethereum for the time being. Some crypto related counters are Coinbase. Coinbase is still trending well recently, just continue to make new highs. Then I'll look back at the previous levels and see where's the next resistance. Around 280, 280 previously was a resistance level, also coincide with a 61.8% Fibonacci retracement. Yeah, so this 280 will be a key level, following which will be around 300, I think. Yeah. So this for Coinbase. Could see some short-term resistance now. Then Marathon Digital. Yeah, Marathon Digital currently it did a pullback and did a retest of this swing low. So I think we are likely to see some short-term rebound. With the resistance around 27.5, about 27.5 about there is short-term resistance. This is for Marathon Digital. As for MicroStrategy, It's quite far back. Micro strategy. I think okay, let me just use the weekly chart. Let me see where's the resistance could be. Okay, currently it's around 1,555 about there. Some short-term resistance one I think could be close to 1,007, 1,008 over here for micro strategy. Yeah, then support will be around close to 1,004 about here. Continuing on with some crypto stuff. Hive Digital. Okay, Hive recently, I think for now still some bearish continuation, breaking below 3.8. Looks like a double top over here. Then the retest of the this horizontal resistance previously, which was 3.4 about there. Currently acting as support. So likely we're gonna see price cap in this 3.4 to 3.8 range for now. Yeah. Then next one is a Canon Inc. Yeah, for now, also still looking a little bit more bearish for this one, just trending downwards. Support, currently support is around 1.5. It needs to hold over here. If not, probably we'll see price come lower towards like 1.2. Then current resistance will be around like 1.7, 1.8 about there. Then for Riot, yeah, Riot platforms also after a double top breakdown 14.3 the support, then trending lower. So I think for this we could see it come a little bit lower towards this will be the support around 11.4, 11.5 over here. Yeah, then for now resistance will be like around 13.8. 13.8 so will be a resistance level about there. Okay, next one, Berkshire. Okay, for Berkshire, after this candle looks like some the high volume profit taking. I think looks like a trend potential trend reversal going on now. See price starting to form lower low over here. Yeah, after a lower high. So for now, it's still holding at the support above this 400. Yeah, 399, 400 over here. This is important. If it breaks below it, right, then I think price would likely go lower towards like 393 next or Berkshire. Yeah, so for now, I will expect if price hold at this support, then probably just some sideways consolidation with resistance at like 405, 406 about there. The next one is Disney. Yeah, for Disney, I think currently, I think probably we're gonna see some continued sideways. Yeah, given still resistance above this 113 level. And then yeah, we could if the support currently is still holding at 109. If this doesn't hold, then likely we're gonna see it come down back to like 107 for this new over here. Still likely some range consolidation going on. The next one is Gilead Sciences. Okay, Gilead I think starting to turn up. After finding support 72 about here, then we are seeing it starting to move above all the MAs, also higher high above this level at 74. So I think for now we could see price move higher towards to test 76.5 over there. Then next resistance around 77.5. So these two levels for Gilead Sciences. Okay, 它的零厘ED Auto. Okay, I think ED for now some range bound trading still recently break over 8.3, still holding as a support, but resistance still coming around 8.8 from this prior support breakdown. So just some sideways, I think for now. I think it's like PLSE, House Biosciences. Okay, for these House Biosciences, I think currently looks like it did like a false break about this $10 level, then subsequently below it. So I think currently it's probably gonna consolidate between 8.8 to like this 10 level for now lah, given that it's still holding as support over here. Yeah, then bigger picture wise, it's still a range over here as well. Hi Steven. City, I'm not sure which counter you're referring to. Maybe you can elaborate further. Thanks. PayPal, Baba, I went through just now, so I'll move on to the other counters first. One is on Qualcomm. Qualcomm, I think is still trending well. Yeah, still holding along that 5-day moving average. I think yeah, some near-term resistance wise is around 178 to 182, 183 about here. Quite a strong resistance from 2022. So yeah, so I think if price goes to that level, I need to meet some resistance. Next one is LUM Research. In LUM Research, I think short-term-wise is trading in this uptrend channel probably. Then recently pulling back a little, could do a retest of this horizontal breakout 946, 947. Then we see probably gonna do some sideways about here. Yeah, I think not probably won't be nothing too much major for now. The next one is Texas Instruments. Recently did a retest of the swing high where 175 facing some resistance. So I think for now, likely gonna see some back tests of 170 or 170 level over here, which there was a support over here as well. They might just consolidate for a while first. Hi, Kenneth. Your questions on Boeing. Let's take a look. Okay, Boeing, I think it's currently forming a descending triangle over here and multiple tests of the supports with lower highs forming. So that's quite bearish now. Also below the moving averages as well. I would think likely you're gonna see price come down another round in the over time now. Support wise, there's some support at 188 to 189 as the first level. Then second level of support will be around 182 about there. Yeah, so this is for Boeing. I think probably you're gonna see a breakdown and trend lower to some to test these next levels. Okay, next one is on semicon. I think nothing too much for now. It's just quite sideways over here between like 76 to 84. So I think that will still probably continue unless there's a break above 83, then you'll probably go and test like 86. Then if it breaks below this 76, then we're probably gonna see price come towards like 73 for semicon. Okay, for service now, I think showing some slight weakness. So ever since the break above 788 over here, it couldn't sustain. Then this 788 became a resistance. So then afterwards, you are seeing lower highs being created with tests of lower lows as a support at 733 lah. So overall, doesn't look like a very nice pattern over here. I would think that so it's now probably gonna still be resisted along this trend line over here. Then we might see another retest of this 733 support again lah. Then continue to trade like or lower over here. I think that's all for today. Let me just share the survey link in the chat box. Yeah, so feel free to fill up the survey link if you have anything to feedback about today's session. Also, do join our poetry community on TA if you haven't, can download the link over there. Then also if you haven't joined our Telegram group, you can key in this at Poems TA to join as well. So I'll just share the usual TA content over there for for everyone. So I think that's all for today. Do take note of the upcoming CPI tomorrow. If you are trading, that will be important. Then just stay safe and have you have a good week ahead trading. Yeah, thanks and see you again next week. Bye bye.